Coming to Colorado today to celebrate Lauren and Mai's wedding. Sorry, wrong wedding.
What did he say?
Lauren and his wedding. Hey, I'm Colin, the older brother of Kyle. Like everyone here, I'm super excited for tomorrow. I know for Kyle and Katie, tomorrow can't come fast enough, especially since it's becoming increasingly difficult to hide the pregnancy. Tomorrow we celebrate something special that doesn't come around too often. The World Cup round of 16 games. Kyle and Katie have agreed that everyone is more than welcome to break away from the ceremony at any point tomorrow. Isn't that right, Katie? No, since these two are our consultants, I know they have an amazing day planned for us. In fact, I've heard that Katie is so meticulous with planning that when Kyle said, my brother Colin will probably have to say a few words, she checked at least a half dozen times. Kyle, are you sure? Are you absolutely sure? You don't have any other brothers. Katie warned me extensively leading up to this, saying her family and friends don't joke nearly as much as ours, so I need to watch what I say. I remember when I first met Katie, it was looking like a deer in the headlights when our family joked around, as she hadn't yet realized nothing is off limits to joke about in the Siverts household. But now Katie's part of the Siverts gang. I'm the last single one of my siblings, and early on Katie would say things like, oh, I'm sure you'll be a nice girl. And just as recently as a few months ago, she said, thank God your mom has colonized, because if it was up to you, she'd be waiting for more grandkids forever. To the Page family and friends know how jokes like those. It has also been truly devastating for me as well to watch how Katie's developed as a person since meeting Kyle. I'm happy for these two people found each other. Katie and Kyle are so alike, they both seem to prioritize logic over emotion, or a little awkward, and avoid public infection. In fact, everyone, you may see some cameras here this weekend. You know these aren't wedding photographers. They're actually filming one of Kyle and Katie's favorite shows, which is season 5 of Netflix's hit show, Love on the Spectrum.
stand-up comedy, man.
No one reviewed this, by the way. These two are both a little cautious as well. I remember when Katie and Kyle came to visit me in Florida, Katie didn't want to wakeboard out of fear of getting injured for one of her upcoming marathons. And just before coming here tonight, I heard Kyle talking to Katie's mom when he said, lady, are you crazy? I'm marrying your daughter tomorrow. You can't take that many mushrooms. Katie's siblings and parents, it was great meeting you not too long ago. And quick round of applause for Jeff and Heather for helping make this wedding possible. Both of Katie's parents had incredibly successful careers, but fun fact about Katie's dad, Jeff, he worked his career at General Mills, where he was so successful at getting Americans to eat cereals like Cinnamon Toast Crunch that airlines only started selling Seatbelt Extenders after he took charge. Really great work. You two raised a fantastic daughter. A woman like her that is kind, smart, and athletic is hard to come by. In fact, today, while I was meeting with some of Katie's families and friends, as well as catching up with many of my cousins and uncles, at least a dozen of the married men in this very room came up to me and said, Kyle sure is lucky. That Katie girl, she's a breath of fresh air compared to my wife. It's true, it is. And Katie, you're a lucky lady too. Let me tell you how great Kyle is. I live down here in Florida with Heather. Where's he? Heather, who's basically one of our foreign exchange students, but moved to the U.S. and has been with our family for over 15 years, and his longtime coming fiancée, Julianne. Since I have no problem being taboo, and these two aren't doing a real wedding, can we do a quick round of applause for Heather Julianne and the recent engagement? successful colonoscopy. Anyways, I was living in Europe a couple years ago when Peter and Julianne asked me to come move down to Florida so that we could all hang out and entertain each other while she was finishing up residency. So to support them, I packed my bag, spent thousands of dollars moving down there, signed a year-long lease to live in a studio apartment, and on one of the first nights after I made the dinner, Joanna looked at me in the face and said, "I wish Kyle had moved here instead."
I
This
believe
is the
that.
effect Kyle has. The people closest to me are looking me in the face and saying, "I'd really prefer it if your brother were here." I don't blame them. Katie, I know how much Kyle means to you because earlier today I overheard you privately talking to him when you said, "Kyle, I love you so much. If tomorrow every single person coming to our wedding gets run over by a bus, I wouldn't care as long as I have you." I said it just like that. Now, Katie, I can't give you any marriage advice since my fiance is currently married to her new husband. But there's something I can give you advice on, and it's a little dark, but work with you people. I saw an interview where someone who worked with elderly was asked, what do you most regretted in life? And he immediately answered, saying that the most common thing he heard was people say, you know, I had a good life, but I never really took risks and did the things I wanted. I related to that immediately. I've only been around for 31 years, so I don't pretend to have it all figured out, but I have noticed something. And it's coming from a guy who goes against the grain more often than not. People put too much weight into what others think. I see it all the time. Someone will say or do something to appease their spouse, their friends, their family, or even strangers. They'll even convince themselves they're making that decision or have that belief, even though everything you know about that person is screaming, they would not be doing that or saying that if it wasn't for insert blank. I believe the technical term for this is cognitive dissonance, doing or saying one thing, even though at your core you believe another. From my experience, I believe this is the number one thing. I think that creates a sense of disturbance in the people I know. Kyle and Katie, your superpower is that you are loved by everyone. You can adapt to any social situation and thrive. I've seen this firsthand plenty of times. Don't let this be your weakness. You are both a couple, and your own people. The people in this room, the religion you're born into, the groups you're part of, they can be good. Let them influence you, but don't let them guide you. And there's nothing to fear, because if you're afraid to ruffle little feathers and question whether those influences have your best interests in mind, what agenda they're pushing, and if you should be paying their opinion and ingredients to begin with. In fact, that goes for everyone in this room. I think we should all go home tonight and tell people in our lives how we really feel. That'll make tomorrow really interesting. You're a better man than me, and if I ever forget it, my family and closest friends will remind me. You two, just keep doing you, and you'll never look back one day saying all you had was good, just a good life. Cheers. Now, there's one final thing. I had a notebook where for over a decade I would write down every joke that pops in my head, and I have a rule. And that rule is that any joke I write, I have to share, which most of the time is just with my closest friends and siblings. Often the jokes bomb, or if they're funny, people usually say, don't ever repeat that to anyone. Now, I wrote a joke over a decade ago that still hasn't been seen by anyone yet, and I told myself a long time ago that whoever Kyle marries, I'll say this at his wedding. So here we go. Insert Kyle's wife. That's you, Katie. In the Siverts household, amongst the collection of home videos, there's a legendary one we call Naked Wrestling, where after bath time, Kyle and I used to wrestle around the house naked. Katie, in your marriage, I want you to remember one thing. If you ever find yourself in a naked entanglement with Kyle, just know he learned all his best moves practicing with his brother.